I could see where the economy is going in 26 and 27. I just don't know how you can remove a portion of the GDP and just magically it gets refilled. It just doesn't feel to me that that's going to happen at the exact same time.
All right, guys, what's happening? Zuber's back in the mix, and I got the pleasure of asking him what the heck has he been doing the last 3-4 weeks, or 2-3 weeks, whatever it was. And yeah, tell us a little bit about what's going on, Zuber.
Yeah, so we'll kind of give you the layer. So if you've been watching my channel, you know I was on a cruise. The cruise was in Asia. It started in Singapore and ended in Japan. We hit Hong Kong, Taiwan, 3 different ports in Japan, two ports in Vietnam. I forgot that we went to Vietnam first. So that's what we were doing. It was our first time on a 6-star cruise line, which is essentially a big ship with not a lot of people, right? The normal cruise that we were on, call it 2,200, 2,400. This one was less than 600.
Oh, wow.
So Olivia and I commented many times about, I think the ship's half full because like there was nobody around. And it was just crazy. I mean, we'd see like 4 people at lunch and 10 people at dinner. It was crazy. So we did, that's our first time. Okay. And yeah, it was a good experience that I probably won't repeat because the boat, it didn't have enough to do. Right. You know, so
I've never been on a cruise, man. So I can't tell you good, bad, or indifferent. So I don't know. People love it. People hate it.
I love them.
Okay.
It's the whole idea of, and let me be very clear. I love a cruise on a big ship, you know, 2,000 people. That's just like where I'm at.
Okay.
I had always assumed, hey, you spend more money and you know, life gets better. And maybe that's the case if you're, you know, 80 years old and you just don't want to be around that many people. But I need more. I need more stuff to do, right? You know, it's more than just going to the bar and going to the gym, right?
Right, and then eating a bunch of stuff too. You got food.
Yeah,
I mean, that's what I hear. You gain weight.
Yeah,
and it's like literally a casino on water.
Yeah, exactly. Casino and a bar on water. But let me say why I like cruises. I like cruises for a couple of reasons. One is you pack once and really you unpack once, but you can see different cities. I absolutely love that. Okay. Second, again, on a bigger ship, you and your girl can go, you know, you and your husband, if a lady's watching, and you can have fun, right? Like normally there's a couple of formal nights. We were gone for a couple of weeks, so there was 2 formal nights. There's nothing like getting dressed up, right? Seeing Olivia in one of her fancy gowns, you know, being in a tux, full on tux sometimes versus suit and tie. Awesome. You could also go casual and wear shorts, flip flops if you want. Yeah. There's different restaurants. There's like world-class shows and dancing and entertainment. Yes, there's bars and casinos and a gym and plenty of spaces to be quiet and read a book. And it's just where I go. It's where I go to lower my vibration. Like when I was working.
Yeah.
Right. I would bust my ass 100 miles a day for a year. And then I would go on a cruise for 2 weeks and I would come down.
You decompress. Yeah,
I would decompress. So I'm a huge fan. Not sure that I would do a small boat again. Won't do a Viking river cruise. That was 100 people. That was way too slow, too boring. The 6-star, not yet, not for us yet. But yeah, that's what we did. And you know, we've been to Asia on 2 or 3 different cruises. Just every Asia country offers something different. You know, history, cuisine, people, like Vietnam, we get there, it was like 95. And by the time we got to northern Japan, it was like 38. So it was like huge temperature difference.
Yeah.
So it was a good time. And
Nice.
yeah, so that's what we did.
Beautiful, man. That's awesome. Well, now that you're back in the mix, let's switch it up and let's talk about the real estate market. And I know you've been plugged in, even though you've been, you've been still looking at everything and figuring out what's happening. And what's your take and what are you hearing?
I'm feeling more and more that my call for 2025 being the last hard year is accurate. I really do. And again, my call is sub 4 million transactions. It's a transaction call. I think prices will be, again, basically flat. And I've said that for years. But dude, I think the economy's certainly feels like it's contracting. The big thing I took away from the last couple of weeks of reading, which I still do because I still get up early and Olivia doesn't, is the consumer is scared. Like just think about restaurants and bars. In the last 90 days, so 3 months, we have gone to bars and restaurants 8.6% less.
Damn, that's a lot. That's a significant drop.
Yeah, and think about that's a big number. That's important.
Okay.
But think about the psychology. This is what I want people to get about economics is if you can watch the pieces fall in place, you can make predictions. So if you and your family go out to eat 3 or 4 times less a month, what does that mean? It probably means you're watching your dollars. It probably means you're going to eat at home versus eat out.
Right.
Okay. If you're that concerned about your money, are you really going to sign up for a big mortgage payment? Are you going to sign up to buy a new car? Shoot. No. Are you going to buy a new couch? The answer is no. There's this thing in the economy called capital goods. Capital goods are things that are supposed to survive 3 years or more, right? They're long duration items. That stuff's not, dude, if you're not going to a restaurant, you're not buying any of that stuff. From a couch to a bed to a TV to a car to a house. That's just where we are.
No, because the capital goods there, I like the way you put that out, or you pointed that.
Yeah, so again, my big takeaway from the last 2 weeks is people are scared. People think the economy, again, will we have a recession? No idea. The last 2 times I called a recession, I was wrong. So I'm not doing it again. But if the consumer is scared, the consumer is pulling back, and you have the government pulling back. Musk and Trump and all those guys are Doge are pulling back, layoffs, and you have businesses that are scared about rising. I don't know where this economy goes, but it doesn't feel like it's going in a good direction, at least short term.
No, I think it's just we're just hovering. There's no, like we have some love. Oh, no, we don't. Oh, yes, we do. No, we don't. It's a freaking quick ass roller coaster. And not to mention in different markets, like it's what I'm realizing is that it's either super, super lower end that are selling quickly, right? Because it's attainable.
Right.
The super higher end, like
it's unique.
It's yes, and then it obviously depends on the location. Now, high desert is one approach, right, or one area. Orange County, which I'm now in it, and I'm trying to figure out what are houses trading for and how fast. And you know what? It's crazy. It's a different world.
Yeah,
people are moving 1.8, 2 million, 2.5, and like nothing, Zuber. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun to watch you kind of take your depth and the ability. You had the pulse of the high desert for 20 years. Now you're in Orange County, and it is a different world, different price points, different buyers, different sellers, different motivations. And
it really is. And no one wants to do work to their house. They just want to, I met a gentleman yesterday, and he bought a house in a cul-de-sac for, a couple $1.5 million. And people already wanted at, 300 or 400K over what he paid for it, like that, without touching it. And it's like, okay. And then if you touch it, oh, now you made $1 million.
Yeah, it's interesting. But again, I think that I'm more convinced than not that the next 6 months are rough. However, I don't know what happens after 6 months. It can either get really bad,
Yeah.
or we could have, because what's really happening in the US economy is you have the government pulling back.
Okay.
And what will happen, but I don't know how fast, is the private sector will come in. That's a really delicate balancing act because the government spending is being pulled back and pulled back quickly. That's happening. What we don't know is how fast private investment will come rushing in.
Do you think it's, you know what? I have a feeling that that's not coming back in for a minute.
Logic says timing will not be friendly. Correct.
Q1 of next year is kind of when we see like, oh, there's a little heartbeat going up.
I agree. I've said it.
Maybe
times.
Q2. Shit, I don't know.
No, that if I was running a business, that's what I'd be planning for. It's and I think I said this on the daily financial news. If you think of the U.S. economy as an airplane, and that economy has consumers, businesses, and government. Those are the three contributing buckets of the GDP. We have the government, which, oh, by the way, is the smallest of the three, but still it's being removed from the system. Some portion of government spending is coming away. And what we're hoping for is businesses and consumers step in to fill the void.
Right.
In theory, that works beautifully, but timing is, it just doesn't feel like it's going to work out, right? It feels like the next 6 to 9 months, which, oh, by the way, dude, we're already at the end of Q1.
Yeah. Literally, we got 15 days.
Yeah. The end of Q1 is here. So I'm only talking 9 months out, but the next 9 months could be uncomfortable to painful.
Right.
Somewhere in there. And but to your point, in 26, I think that timing comes back in private sector and the consumer, and we get that heartbeat you were talking about. And I think 26 is better than 25. 27 is better than 26. 28 is better than 27. That's
28. I'm sure. I mean, now if we're speculating, 3 years from now, it's a whole different market in 28.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. If you're talking real estate, for sure. Yeah. Because I think
we're
of the things
we're having different conversations.
Yeah. And that's the beauty. I have a playlist. Dude, I have a playlist with you, I think, that goes back to 2019, right? 2020 for sure. So, I mean,
go back 20 for sure. But yeah, it was a good, it may have been the beginning of 2020.
May have been, yeah. But again, we got 5 years at this thing now, or 4 years, whatever.
Isn't that crazy?
And it's awesome. First off, that we can go back and watch. Dude, we can go back to the days when you were buying properties and selling them for 50 grand more the same day. I mean, we have those conversations from 2021.
Yeah, seriously.
It's crazy. Right?
That's nuts. Yeah, it's awesome. It's cool to see the progression.
Yeah, but to your point, I could see where the economy is going in 26 and 27. I just don't know how you can remove a portion of the GDP and just magically it gets refilled. It just doesn't feel to me that it's going to happen at the exact same time.
Yeah, it's I guess it remains to be seen. Yeah, but I mean, we're just going to go through it, and this is what happens. This is what we're doing. We do this on a daily basis. So
that's right. We do it on a daily basis. You and I talk each and every week. Where can people find you?
You guys can follow me on IG at Invest with Omar, and a bunch of cool stuff in there. Just click the link. And,
I haven't heard about the cat house. What's going on with the cat house?
The cat house is just going through the process right now. I'm literally trying to trust this process of, from start to finish, especially with the city and everything else. But yeah, I mean, I'm hopeful that we get this thing wrapped up in 45 days.
There you go. All right, brother.
Yeah.
Take care. Good luck. We'll talk next week.
All right. We'll see you. Thanks, Michael.